Hi, my name is Ria.
And my name is Mike Lance. I'm happened to be blind, and I was born blind. I weighed 1 pound 15 ounces, went down to 1 pound 9.5 ounces. I had too much oxygen, and that's how I became blind. I had what they call RLF, retrolentofibromalacia, and that caused me to be blind.
And so, Michael, what is the main problem that you have being blind?
Well, I think the main problem is a lot of people that are sighted don't understand a thing about blindness. They don't know how to deal with it.
Okay, so that's why we're making this video today.
Right.
We want to introduce people to blindness, to tell them about blindness, to educate them, and to let them know that blindness isn't a disease. And Michael Lance here does all sorts of things. And let's hear what you do, Michael. What what have you done in your life?
Well, I've done a lot. Number one, I majored in broadcasting, went to Miami-Dade South Community College, and I went to a school for the blind for 3 years up in Boston called Perkins Institute for the Blind in Watertown, Massachusetts. And I didn't care for the school because they wanted me to be less outgoing and different. And I was on the gymnastic team in high school. I could only go to one meet because people were afraid of me, that I'd get hurt. And unfortunately, there are a lot of myths out there about blindness.
And so, Michael, you live by yourself,
Right?
you take care of yourself,
I sure do.
you pick out your own clothes.
Yes.
And how is it that you pick out your own clothes and everything matches?
Well, I have everything either matched or I feel what I want to wear. I feel what is ever out there that I enjoy wearing, like this shirt. I love this shirt, and I like these pants that I'm wearing.
Okay. And what activities have you done?
Well, I like to go bowling. I love to two-seater bike ride. I go swimming. I like to go fishing. I also go to the broadcasting conventions. I'm into broadcasting, and I belong to the National Radio Club.
And I think recently you went golfing.
Yeah, June 2nd on my birthday, went to a place and I went golfing with a friend of mine, and I enjoyed that.
Great, great. And so, what would you like to tell this audience of ours on being blind? What do you want to tell sighted people?
That being blind is really not a handicap, it's a challenge. It's not really that much of a disability. Blind people do everything. They have blind cooks. There's a blind lady who's a fast food cook in Chicago, Illinois, I understand. There are blind people that actually mow their own lawn. There are blind teachers. There are blind people that go to training schools and learn how to work with wood. There are blind people that do everything. A blind person can do almost anything out there. The thing is that we do things, but we do things a little differently.
Okay.
And I think that people have got to begin to understand that blind people are people too. Blind people can do almost anything. And all we need is a chance.
And that you would like to be friends with sighted people.
Yes,
And I know I met you in a restaurant and you were saying hello to everybody
right.
and nobody would answer you.
I love talking to people.
And I think we're here today just to let you sighted people know when a blind person says hello, please respond.
Right.
This isn't a disease. They're human beings just like we are.
Yes,
Give them a chance.
exactly.
So this is our first series of a series of, what are we calling this, Michael?
The blind side of living, the way I see it.
All right. So here we are. I am Rhea. This is Michael Lance. And is there anything else you would like to add to this first video?
Yes, I'd like to say that when you see a blind person, you should go up to them and have them take your arm instead of the sighted person coming up and leading you like I'm a shopping cart. For example, I have people come up to me and they take me by my shoulders and they start pushing me. I say, wait a minute, let's stop here. We stop. I say, excuse me, I'm not a shopping cart today. Or I love it when people say to me when I'm in a restaurant and I'm with somebody who can see and they ask a question instead of to me, to the other person. They'll say, what would he like? And I'll simply say, let me ask him, or he would like this, or he would like that. Okay? And when you meet a blind person, be friendly to them. Don't just ignore them, because anybody can become blind, and ask questions.
Okay.
There are a lot of lonely, unfortunately, there are a lot of lonely blind people out there.
And Michael, do you have a joke for us tonight?
What?
Do you have a joke for us tonight?
Yeah, let's see. Well, there's a restaurant called Perkins Restaurant, and there's a way that blind people write. They use what they call a Perkins Braille writer. So I've decided that if anybody comes into Perkins Restaurant with a Perkins Braille writer, they'll get a free meal.
And you made that up?
Yeah. Or like I have a lot of jokes about my good friend Louis Braille. Louis Braille's wife's name was Dottie. Louis Braille invented the Braille system back in the 1800s.
Okay.
And Louis Braille was not born blind. He became blind. He was working in his father's tool shop, and he poked himself in the eye, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then he became blind. He had a beautiful guide dog. His guide dog's name was Bumpy. And he had a cat by the name of Polka Dot. And he had 4 kids, and if the kids were bad, what he would do is he would take them in the other room and tell them to play Connect the Dots.
Okay, so here we have it, session number 1
Yes.
with Mikey Mike. And look forward to doing another session with you, Michael.
Okay, thank you.
Over and out.
Okay.